In this video, I'm going to show you how I created this pixel transition that I used in the latest project I was working on. I'll leave a link in the description below for the original video that I got this effect from. I didn't follow every step in that particular video, so you can check that one out if you want to. In this video, I'm just going to give you the steps that I use to create the transition. First off, you want to download and install Reactor if you don't have it already. Of course, there's a link in the description. Once it's downloaded and installed, you're going to want to download the Colorama preset. Now to get everything installed, I have my two clips on my timeline. With my playhead in the first frame of my second clip that I'm going to transition into, I'm going to hold Alt on the keyboard and make a copy. Then I hit Shift R to create a freeze frame, which is indicated by this little marker here. Then I hit Control and D and change it to 1 second. Clip duration, and then I'll place it over my previous clip that I'm transitioning from. Now on my keyboard, I have Y set as a keyboard shortcut to open my clip in Fusion. So you either right click and go into Fusion, click on the Fusion icon down here at the bottom. In my case, I'm select the clip and hit Y. Now in Fusion, I'm actually going to grab a background node and I'm going to disconnect the media out. I'm going to take the output of my background node, connect it to the media out, and click on the background node, and in the inspector tab, I'm going to drop down my alpha to 0. I'm going to select my media 2 and hit the little second icon here to bring my media up in the second viewer. And then I'm going to grab a polygon node. In the inspector, hit invert so I can see my subject, and then I'm going to mask out my subject. Once your subject is masked out, you can go back to the inspector tab and uncheck invert to see your subject. Now if I zoom in on my subject, you notice you have the little background here from him sitting on the rooftop. Here you don't see it as much. I can actually adjust this mask. If I wanted to get rid of this little background here, I just click on my polygon and select another polygon from the hotbar, and then mask is out. Once I'm done, I go to the inspector tab, and this paint mode, I change it from merge to subtract, and then mask that out. I add a little soft edge to the mask. I double click here in the node flow to get rid of the on-screen controls. And then I can actually turn down the border width a little bit. Add to the softness. I go back to my original polygon, add a little soft edge to it as well. Now I'll take the output of my media 1 and connect it to the background. I'm just going to create a merge node. Now I'm going to grab another background node, and in the inspector tab, I'm going to change the color to white. I select it and hit 2 on my keyboard to bring it up to the viewer. And then from there, I'm going to grab a transform node. This background here is basically going to act as a mask. So I'm actually going to go to the last frame of my clip, and I'm going to set a keyframe on the Y axis. Then I go to the first frame and just drop it down. Now right now you'll see a white background because I have the mask in viewer. If I go here and click on transform and hit 2 in the viewer, you can actually see the transparency behind the background. So I just drag it all the way down out of view to set the keyframes. Now after this transform, I'm hit Control and space. I'm going to grab a displace node. And with the displace node selected, I'm going to grab a fast noise from the toolbar. I'm take the output of the fast noise and connect it to the displace. And then I'm actually activate dual viewers again by clicking this icon here. And in the first view, I'm going to bring up the fast noise by selecting it and hitting 1 on the keyboard. Now within my fast noise, I'm going to use these settings. Detail, I got it set at 2.2. Contrast to 3.92. Brightness, 0.25. Scale is 14.98. Deceive, 0.138. And then C rate is 0.047. And then down here at the bottom, I'm going to click on discontinuous. It's going to give you this little weird texture. And you don't have to use these settings per se. These are just the settings that I used when I created the transition in the video I was working on, which I'll be posting soon. If I go back down here to displace and bring it up in my first viewer, actually I'm bringing it in the second viewer by clicking this icon. You see here it's coming just like a little ripple effect. I'm gonna actually click on that and go into the inspector tab on the refraction strength and click on it. I'm gonna set the refraction strength to 0.67. Now it's breaking down the background even more, and then as you go through the keyframes, you see it animate in. Now after my displace, I'm gonna bring in the Colorama node. To bring it up, go ahead and type in MT underscore color. Now bring it up in my second viewer. And for this, I'm going to keyframe the hue and frequency. So I'm just going to go to the first frame, set keyframes on the hue and frequency. I'm going to go to my last frame and just turn it up. Again, you don't have to any particular numbers, but if you want the exact number, I stopped it with 0.487 and 4.3362. I'm going to bring this up in my second viewer, and this will cause a color shift change.
And you're not going to stop there.
Now after that, you want to grab a soft glow, and a regular glow. Bring it up in the viewer. Now you can see it actually has this glow effect to it. If you want to be super bright, because it's actually going to get dimmed down a lot once we create the mask for it, within the reactor, you have another glow called X glow. If we bring that up in the second viewer, you know, this is super duper bright. But you can go through and make color changes if you want to. And after you go to control space, you're going to type in mosaic blur. Hit add. I'm going to connect it to the glows. Then I bring it up in my viewer. Right now you can't see anything because it's so bright. Actually, I'm going to disable these by hitting control P. And as you can see here, it's creating that 8-bit mosaic like effect. And then change once on the settings here. You can go up and down and add more pixels. And the aliasing, I probably didn't say that right. The setting I used was 0.614. This one I actually left at 100. Now from here, we're going to link everything together. I'm going to take the output of my merge 1, connect it to the mosaic blur. It's going to create another merge node.
And you're not going to stop there.
We're actually going to create a few merge nodes. I'm actually take this media out here. I'm going to hold shift and disconnect it. And then I'll bring merge 2 up in the viewer. Right now you see that the effect is happening behind a little dirt. We're going to fix that here in a second. So now we're going to go merge 2 and change the operator. When it says over, we're going to change it to in. And now it's actually creating the pixelated effect. Then I'm going to grab the output of the mosaic blur and connect it to the output of the merge 2. That's going to give me a third merge. I'll bring it up in the viewer. Then I go to operator again and change it to in once again. And that's going to actually bring in my color. Then once again, we're going to take the output of the mosaic, connect it to the merge 3, creating a fourth merge. In the fourth merge, I'm going to bring it up in the viewer. I'm going to go to operator. I'm going to change it to stencil. Then I'm going to grab the output of my second merge, connect it to the fourth merge. It's going to create a fifth, bring it in the viewer, and that'll actually give me my subject along with the color. Then I'll take the merge 5 output, connect it to the media out. I go back over here now and select my nodes. My glow nodes rather. Hit control P to bring it back up into the viewer. Now for the sake of the tutorial, the X glow is extremely bright. For the sake of the tutorial, I'm just gonna hit control P to disable for right now. And we just work with the 2 normal glows. Now you want to smooth out that transition. So we're gonna go into transform. Go to the spline editor. I'm gonna click this little 3-dot menu here and click on show selected tools. So it's only gonna show me my transform. I'm gonna click on this. Stretch to fit and then select all. I'm just going to hit F to flatten out. Of course, with this transition, you don't always have to go from the bottom to the top. You can change it from the top to the bottom, side to side. You can create a rotation in if you wanted to. It's up to you.
And you're not going to stop there.
Now I'm back on the edit page. As you can see, J. Cole. My subject pixelates in. And then, of course, with the little added flare, you can pick up my camera preset pack, which I'm actually getting ready to drop an update for. But the code Rumble is still active for 10% off. So go ahead and grab an adjustment clip. Hit Control D, change it to 1 second. Then I go to effects. Then in my effects panel, drop down to effects and go to GS effects. And go to Rumble. I pick one here. I'm gonna pick this one. Drop it down. My fusion effect is actually rendered. My Rumble effect has not. So I can go through here and right click, go to render cache and click on the name. Then also go to render cache color output. That's going to cause it to render. And that's the effect. Now before I go, of course you don't want to have to go through all this all over again when you want to create this effect. So what you can do is hit Control A to select everything, or Command A if you're on Mac. You can go through here and actually hold Control or Command, and we're going to unselect our media and the mask that we use. Everything else we can leave intact. We're also going to unselect the media out. And then we're going to right click on any one of these nodes, go to macro, create macro. Then we're just going to type in pixel or whatever you want to name it. And then I'm going to go to file. I'm going to hit save as group. It's going to bring up your macro file. I'm just going to hit save. It's going to save it into your macro. So if you hit close here, you say you're working on another project, hit control space, type in pixel. It'll come up there. It brings up a group. Open it up. You have all the nodes here. Then now you have your pixel effect. And go through here and I'm gonna grab my media out and connect it. And say for instance this is brand new media. I bring it in, connect this to the yellow output or yellow input, I'm sorry. And since I have no mask over my media, it's gonna create the pixel effect over the entire clip. So if I go through here and connect my mask, well, pretending this is a new project, you'll be creating new mask. the effect will already be done. As I previously mentioned, the code Rumble is still good for 10% off the Rumble pack. And I also have a 5K giveaway still in plan. I just need time to actually get everything together. So stay tuned for that. And until the next video, y'all be easy.